Welcome back to the third part of our Bootstrap course. So today we're going to look at how we use Bootstrap with tables. Okay, now if you can see up here, I have commented the link to the Bootstrap file. So we're going to first create a table normally, then we shall see how Bootstrap affects a normal table and how does everything change. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. The channel name is Technical Alphas. Let's get. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a container as usual. So I'm going to come here in the body section, but before that, for the fact that we have not yet connected to Bootstrap, so even if we don't use a container, let me just create a table direct. So we're going to create the table tag. Here we're going to say something border, so one. So we're going to have like 3-4 headers. So I'm going to say table row. So in this table row, I'm going to have table heads. Okay. Now the first one is going to be ID. So let's say table head. This is the magical subline. So let's push this here. So here we're going to have, let's say, the first name, and we're going to have the last name here, and we're going to have gender. Okay, gender. So that row is done. So we're going to open up another table row. Here we're going to say it's going to be table data. So table data. So let's say ID is going to be 1. Okay, then another table data. So the first name, let's say Tom. Table data. This is, let's say, Holland. And lastly is the gender. Let's say male. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this like 2 more times. So this time around, this is going to be 2, and this, let's say this is Mike. Let's say Tyson. Let's use some capital letters here. Mike Tyson. Male. Now this time around, let's use female. So 3. Who should we use here? Let's say so this is female. Okay, so this is our simple table. So if we run this, it should give us something. So now you see we have our table here. Our table has been done very well as a normal table. Now to work on this one, we had some things we do with tables. For example, you can do some cell padding and cell spacing. For example, cell padding, you can do something like let's say something like 15. Then you can say something like cell spacing of 0 to make it look better. Now if I come back here, you see now the table is a bit better. Now this is how we normally do tables. Those ones who know how to use tables, here we are together. You know what you can do here with tables. So now let us say the magic of Bootstrap when we decide to add it into tables. Okay, now if I come, I'll remove this. We don't need all this. Okay, we don't need all this. So if I come back this side and I refresh, you see that our table has no borders. Now I'm going to uncomment our link to the Bootstrap file so that it starts having an effect on this page. So I save, then I come back here and I refresh. Now you see something has changed, isn't it? Now let us give it some borders. So you come here into the tag, so you put a class. Okay, so in Bootstrap you're going to use a lot of classes. Now this is the class we use when we're dealing with tables. So you're going to say class table, then you say table bordered, table bordered. So if you save this and then we check here, you're going to see now the table has borders and it's finishing the whole it's completing the whole page. Are we together? Now to add on this, you can also say table striped. Okay, so you save this, come back here and then refresh. Now you see that the table has these stripes. Now this is how Bootstrap affects these tables. Are we together? Now you can put this table into a row, or you can divide it accordingly so that it does not reach the extreme ends, or you can put it in a container to give those margins. Remember the difference between class container and then class container fluid. So here you can say div class container. Okay, now we can carry the table and then put it here. So I can come here, I carry the table, I put it in here. Okay, so I save this, come back here and then I refresh. Okay, now you see that it has the margins because it's in a container. Now you can give it a margin from the top to make sure that you. So now you can create some CSS. Let's say some CSS style. Then we can say table, because table is a tag. Now we can say some margin from the top. We can say something like 20 pixels. Okay, 20 pixels. Then refresh. You see now the table has a margin from the top. Now you're seeing it very well. Okay, so this is how you can deal with tables with Bootstrap. Now there are very many ways you can change this table. Okay, now here you can say table dark, table dark. So your table will be dark. Okay, so if I refresh here, you see that now your table is dark. Are we together? And all the text inside becomes white. But before it was the opposite. Okay, it was showing a white background and the table and all the content was black. Now it's the opposite. So this is how you can affect it, and there are other more ways. For example, you can change this to secondary. Okay, secondary. We save this, come back here. There are different classes you can be using. So secondary, the table will be looking like this. This is with Bootstrap. Now you can also change from secondary to primary. Primary is a blue color. You can say primary. Save this, come back here and then you refresh. Now this is how it looks when you say table primary. Now you can also come here, you can also say info. So we also have class info, so you can do this, refresh. Now you see how it has changed. I also have success. I'll have success. Success should be something like green. This is success. Then you also have warning, table warning. Okay, table warning. You refresh. So this is table warning. So this is how you can affect your tables using Bootstrap, and looks way more better than what you've been doing just with HTML and CSS. Okay, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Please hit that subscribe button. The channel name is Technical Alphas. Shalom.